kind of ethical theories brought in really appropriately at the right time, and not just the standard ones. It's not often I see people bring up the Nicomachean Ethics, and it was really appropriate. I mean, that's exactly what the time we should be talking about.
If I can sort of like highlight particular things that I thought were done really well here, I thought like your arguments were exceptionally clear throughout, right? Like much more so than usual. And your like response to my questions and to the other team was really, really, really fantastic, right? I thought you were an excellent interlocutor as a team.
Walking example, right? So someone's walking down the street and there's like tacit consent to maybe just like be perceived a little bit, but like obviously not to be stalked. How does that relate back to self-determination and an infringement on autonomy?
Final and all sorts of exciting things like that. At another level, this is a philosophy seminar, okay? This is meant to simulate what it's like to be in a philosophy seminar at a PhD level, let's put it that way. So when you're in a PhD seminar discussing a paper and you're reading through, let's say, your paper with colleagues or classmates, they are going to be highly critical of your work, but they're going to do it in an extremely polite, reasoned way. We wonder whether you considered this other stakeholder who you didn't mention in your initial presentation. There should be nothing aggressive or confrontational about it. You're going to get 5 points potentially deducted if you engage in a sort of an aggressive and argumentative fashion, okay? So keep it chill, keep it very pleasant. You're going to win on the strength of your ideas and your contributions to the round, not ever on defeating your opponent.
Okay, thank you so much to the other team and the judge for being here. We're so excited to get into this case. So to answer the question of is it good for children to be exposed to offensive words sometimes, our stance is that context is everything, and in the right context, yes, it is good for children to be exposed to offensive words.
The honorable judges, timekeepers, and spectators for hosting us, and thank you to the honorable competitors for having this discussion with us. We think that you are ethically obligated to screen your pregnancy in countries where it is free and safe to do so.
Right, let's begin. So we argue in favour of being able to breach the curfew if it was implemented on firstly the basis of youth autonomy should be respected unless there's a compelling and individualistic, we made a reason to override it. But in that case, we believe that an overarching communal curfew is not the way to solve those individual and situational issues.